You're tuning in to the Princess with the Real Show, where I keep it real all day, every day. On today's episode, I'm going to be discussing a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I always go in saying I'm going to discuss one topic and then I be all over the place. So I'm just going to go up front and say I'm going to be all over the place. So one thing I do want to touch on is relationships. And what people don't understand is I will never disclose or really put out there whether or not I'm in a relationship or not. Like, you would never really know. You will always be confused. Because first and foremost, if you don't see nobody promote me as a girl, then that's one reason why I'm not going to be promoting a relationship. But the other thing is because I am the type of woman, I want to make it off of my own merit. I don't want to be that woman that, oh, I know who she is. She the one who dates so-and-so. She the one who be with so-and-so. I want everything that I do. I don't want you to fuck with me and want to help me succeed in life because of somebody I'm dealing with. I want it to be based on who I am and what I can bring to the table. Because I never want somebody to be able to say that if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be there. Like, I want to be able to say that I got there on my own. And there's no shade to anybody. That's just my mentality. Because here's the thing is relationships don't last forever. And so if I'm in a relationship with somebody and they help me to be successful, when we break up, is it going to be an issue that they feel like they deserve some money, or that they got some parts and some shit that I got going on? I don't even want to do that. I keep that, my business shit, separate. Like, all the way, because you never know how long a relationship's gonna last. We see this time and time again where people go through the most because they decided to do business together and they decided to, mix business and pleasure, and you can't always do that. It's fun, it's something fun to do, but I feel like if you're gonna do that with your spouse, it has to be some contracts up front. Don't just say, oh, that's my man or that's my woman and we working together. Nah, it don't work out. I'm telling you, it don't always work out. Like, maybe some of the times it work out, but a lot of times it don't. So you want to make sure you're prepared. Just like when you go into a marriage and you want to sign a prenup and all of that, you want to make sure you prepare. It's not saying that you planning for something to end. It's just you're protecting yourself. Ain't nothing wrong with protecting yourself. Same thing when you having sex. If you feel like that nigga need to protect himself and put a condom on to protect you, then you say that. Ain't nothing wrong with protecting yourself. Making sure you good. Everybody ain't gonna look out for you. You have to look out for you. And if you don't look out for you, who will? So, and that's the whole thing behind what I'm doing. Like, this is me looking out for me. This is me securing my bag. Making sure I'm good. Making sure if anything happen in life, I'm good. I'm starting something on my own so that way I can say, this is mine. This is no one's but mine. I created this. And that's why I always tell people they gotta have a plan B. Plan B in relationships, plan B in the workplace, plan B in life. Like, you just gotta have plan Bs, because you never know if that plan A is gonna work out. Period, point blank, you never know. And I'm not one of the people that sit around like, okay, well, I'm just gonna wait till the shit don't work out. Fuck no. You just wasted a lot of time and energy, because now you gotta put a lot of time and energy to get yourself to a place where you good. I don't want to do that. I want to make sure I'm good now. And if people can't respect that about me, then them ain't the right people for me anyways. You have to understand where people came from, because for me, I came from nothing. In which I've let people know time and time again, I came from nothing. So me trying to establish stuff for me and trying to get me right shouldn't be a problem to nobody else. Because it should mean like, okay, she want to be better than her upbringing. That's all. I'm just trying to be a better me every day. I'm trying to make sure my kids get to experience life in ways that I didn't experience it. And yeah, I can go ask people for money. I can go get stuff from people. I got people I can call on if I really went to go ask somebody for some money. I got my own little loan sharks. I got people like that. But I do not like using those people. I do not like calling those people. I would really, honestly, I don't even know when the last time I called those people, and I still struggle. But my thing is I want to make it on my own. I don't want nobody to be able to say they did this. Because here's the thing is it happens to me all the time. When somebody else do something for me, I have to hear about it. So for me, that taught me and trained me to be the way that I am. and I don't want nobody to do nothing for me. I don't want to ask nobody for nothing. I'll struggle before I ask somebody for something, just because it's happened so much that a person keep coming back and being like, oh, if it went for me, or oh, remember when I did that for you, or like, it's just too much. So I rather get it on my own. I rather get it out the mud. Everybody struggle. Everybody go through shit. I ain't ashamed of going through shit. I ain't ashamed of struggling. But see, what people get twisted is when you be out, eating good, you be doing this. Yeah, I treat myself. Just because I treat myself don't mean I don't struggle. That's what people fail to realize. Even these celebrities out here who big balling, who buying all this shit, who doing all of this shit, you see them with the nice shit, there's something they like they probably struggling on to make do on. It's just what you see. Everybody don't put everything out there for everybody to see. And I am entitled to treat myself. I work 5 days a week. I bring home money that generally goes all to the bills. So if I decide to go out and treat myself and do something for myself and make me feel good, ain't no problem with that. Because I handle my household first. That's the thing. I took care of what needed to be done in the household, and then I went out and I did something for me to make me feel good. Who want to work all week, and at the end of the week you get paid and you see this nice lump sum of money, and you got to pay all this to your bills, and you ain't got no money for yourself? That is so fucking depressing. That's why people be out here hustling. Real talk. That's why people hustle, because they feel like motherfuckers with a 9 to 5 just working to pay a bill. Which is true. That is what we're doing. We work all week. We add up all week. By the time that paycheck come, that's gone. And when I say it's gone, I really mean that. A lot of people say that to people, and people like, what you mean you just got paid? Nah, motherfucker. Throughout this time while I was waiting to get my check, this bill came in, this came in, this came in. So I'm totaling this shit up as it goes along. And by the time that check get here, that check is already gone. That means that motherfucker was spent before it got here. That happens to a lot of people. Just because people work good jobs and make good money, don't mean that money staying in their pocket. Don't mean they got that money to go out here and splurge. This is what I try to tell my people who swear I'm rich because I live in Atlanta. I ain't rich by far. Like, it's expensive as fuck living here. So when I get paid, I pay my bills. Once I pay my bills, I make sure my kids got everything that they need. Once I do that, then I got a little bit of money to play with. Oh, I'm supposed to save all of that and put it in a savings account? I hate when older people try to tell me that. Like, I'm going to be all the way real. I got 401k. That's savings. I got that. But I'm not going to spend my whole entire check to go put it in a savings account and not be able to do shit for myself. I just work a week or 2 weeks to get this paycheck and I can't buy me nothing. I just got to put it all in savings. No, I'm sorry. Maybe when I get a little bit more money, I can start doing that, putting it in the savings. But right now, my 401k is acting as my savings. I can't touch that shit. That's my savings. Older people want to always tell you what you can do, and well, if you didn't go do this, then you would have more money for this and that. Like, I'm sorry. I listen to my elders. I respect my elders. But my thing is we are growing up in two different times in life. The way you grew up, you might have been able to do those things. But the way I'm coming up and the things that, first of all, bills and stuff is way more expensive than they were back in the days when these elderly people came up. The world is just as fucked up now as it was back then. Slavery never ended. So we kind of still going through that shit now. So, okay. Technology taking over to where motherfuckers losing jobs. Motherfuckers got to get up to date on some shit. If you ain't with the technology, if you ain't up on different media sites, like, you ain't gonna make it. So it's kind of harder out here. Women got to compete with men. That's the way it is in the workforce. Men and women competing with each other and all this. Back then, the women stayed at home. You know, men ain't have to worry about that competition or feeling like they had to compete. So the times have changed a lot. So when elderly try to give their advice on how I should operate and what I should do and how I should carry myself, I take it with a grain of salt. Like, I'll listen and I'll take what I need out of that. But I'm not gonna go ahead and live my life based on what an elderly person told me. Somebody, when I say elderly, I mean somebody older than me, somebody who came up in a different, at least a decade older than me, try to tell me something. Like, I respect your opinion, and I appreciate you for telling me your opinion, because I learn off of other people's opinions. I take all of those opinions and then I form what I want to form based on everything that I took in. But I'm not going to automatically be like, well, they said I should live like this and they said I should do this, so this is what I'm doing. No. I'm sorry. I respect my elders. I was raised to respect my elders, but I also am smart enough to know that everybody opinion ain't right. And some of the people that are older than us don't mean, just because they're older than us, don't mean that they've had better experiences and they can teach you something in life other than what not to do. There are elders like that too. So I take stuff with a grain of salt. I listen, it goes in, and then I figure out what I want to take out of that. I feel like elderly people, they kind of like try to preach based on their upbringing and the things that they've been through. I don't like to be preached to. That's my other thing. Don't preach to me. Talk to me. Don't act like you're better than me. Bring yourself to my level so we can discuss this together. If you feel like you up there, bring yourself to my level so we can discuss this together. Because I never do that to anybody else. I would never sit down and talk to somebody and act like I'm better than them, or act like, you know, they ain't shit compared to me. Like, no, I'm not like that, because we are all different people. And we are all great in our own experiences in life. And we have to be understanding of that everybody is different. And so I was talking to somebody the other day in regards to sex toys and how people are different. Like, some people don't like to use them. Some people feel like it's a competition relationship. Some people feel like, you know, it's too much. Some people feel like if you got a man at home, then what you need that for? If you got a girl at home, what you need that for? I don't think it's a problem with using sex toys. Now, one thing I will say that I've learned through using sex toys, and that's really why I got rid of all my toys, and I am working on replacing them, but I got rid of them because I realized that the dildos come in different sizes. You can get small, medium, large, extra large. You can get all kinds of size dildos. But for women, what y'all have to understand is you don't want to get a dildo that is too much bigger in size than the men that you generally sleep with. Because what happens is that dildo stretches you out. Dildos will stretch you out just like a dick will if you use it on the regular. So you have to watch out for that. You have to be very mindful of that, because you don't want to be all stretched out and then that man come back up in you and it seems like it was another dick there and it was really the dildo, and it's not gripping him, it's not fitting him anymore. Women, men like the pussy to fit. Like, it has to fit. They like that grip, that tightness. So if you go in and get these dildos because you want to just look like, feel like, you think your hole is just that big and you know you can take it, yeah, you might can take that big ass dildo. You might can. You know, your man dick might be a little bit smaller than what you really want. But the thing is the dick size is what it is, and you don't want to scratch the pussy out to where it's not fitting no more. It needs to fit like a glove. It really does need to fit like a glove. So watch it when you get in dildos. Just watch the sizes. I think the same thing when you get in the butt plugs. You need to watch the sizes, because you don't want your booty hole to be so wide open that the nigga dick just fall into it. Like, it's still got to be some type of glove type situation. Like, that's what feels good, is the wet glove. That's just my advice, my opinion on the matter. Same thing for men. Here's the thing is, men don't like buying sex toys. I don't know why. I mean, they jack off. Like, we know they jack off. So why is it a problem to go buy a sex toy? Why do men have a problem with going to buy a blow up doll? Well, what I hear from a lot of men is women may feel some type of way, like, why did he go get that blow up? Was I not good enough? Men feel that same type of way when girls get toys. So nigga, get that blow up if you want that blow up. Here's my thing is, if you got toys at home, when you get horny, and what people fail to realize is women play with themselves. Women do their own forms of jacking off. Trust and believe. So don't be ashamed, man, to be honest. And if you want to go get a toy, go get you a toy. Because women jack off, women play with themselves, women make themselves come, they do all of the above. They do it all. And I don't see there's nothing wrong with neither one of it. Like, and I don't think there's anything wrong with toys. It's not a competition. Like, the toy is not competing with the human. I'm sorry. The toy gives you pleasure. But the thing is for me, toys get old after a while. Just like doing the same position gets old after a while. You got to switch it up. But toys get old after a while. After a while, it's like, okay, this shit ain't doing the job no more. So you want the real thing. Like, women ain't gonna just be like, oh, I want to fuck a toy all my life. No, they gonna want the real thing. So it's no competition. Same thing with a nigga. A nigga's not gonna fuck a blow up all his life and never want nothing real. Like, stop thinking that toys and blow ups and shit like that is a competition in a relationship. It's not no competition. Now, if you fucking up on the regular and that motherfucker don't want to give you none and they constantly fucking their toy or whatever, then that's your fuck up. That means you fucking up. That ain't no competition. That motherfucker still got to get off. Would you rather and this is what the question that I try to ask people when it comes to the toys and stuff, because I know for me, I stay horny. So would you rather your spouse play with themselves, have toys, you know, to get them off, or would you rather them to go out there and fuck somebody every time they're horny and you're not around to get them none? Like, think about it. Men and women need to think about this, because if more people were comfortable with playing with toys, you might have less hoes out here in the world. You would have less hoes. Then niggas would have more money in their pockets. Think about it. Every time a nigga get horny, instead of going out here and paying, and when I say paying, there's different forms of paying. You might be leaving cash on the nightstand. You might be going out and splurging on a girl. You paying for the pussy. Like, pure point blank, you paying for the pussy. So instead of going out here paying for the pussy, you can go buy you a blow up doll. That, let's say you want to get the most expensive, like a top dollar blow up doll. Let's say you spent $600 on a blow up. $600 on a blow up doll. Okay. How much money do you think you're going to save throughout the year based on what you was spending to purchase pussy on the regular? How much money you finna save? $600 now. That you only got to pay that one time. Opposed to out here spending on the regular trying to entice a girl to want to give you some so you can come. Because that's all it's about, is you coming. Like, for real, for real. So, you saving money if you had you a sex toy. Opposed to out here just fucking anybody. You saving money, you protecting yourself from getting diseases. Like, it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of protection in there. Think about it. Women, you might need to go buy your man that dog. If you know that he just one of them niggas who just like to fuck and you just don't like to fuck like that, and you be tired all the time or you working all the time, get that nigga a dog. Let him come in that dog, around that dog, on that dog, however he want to do it. Because here's the thing is, that's keeping him from coming in somebody else. Ain't no competition with no dog. Ain't no competition with no dildo, no vibrator, no rabbits. Ain't no competition. It's just pleasure. Everybody loves pleasure. And then you can get pleasure however you want to get it. Some people watch pornos. For me, pornos do nothing for me. Because for me, I'm analyzing the person that I'm watching in the porno. I'm that person who watch the pornos and be like, damn, her ass is spotty. Damn, why she got that white shit on her ass? Why his dick look like that? Like, I'm that person. Like, I overanalyze it to where I messed up the whole mood. If you thought you was gonna watch a porno with me and get some kind of arousal, you won't. I'm not that person. I'd rather watch soft porn. Like, some people, like, in a regular movie type shit, fucking, like, some real shit. Like, I'd rather that'll get me more aroused than watching porno. And that's just being real. I'm that chick. But, and I think I'm that chick just because it's like, I feel like, let's try some shit on our own. Why are you watching them? What you got to watch this person? Now, one thing I will say, I kind of look at porno as, like, it's kind of somewhat of a competition. And the reason why I kind of look at porno like that is because you watching other women and you getting aroused by them. That's different from a toy. Like, that's not me. So if honestly, if you're my man and you're constantly watching porn, I have a problem with that. I'm not cool with that kind of shit. The reason why I'm not cool with it is because, like, that's an arousal for you. That means that woman turns you on. That means that got you off. That's like me sitting around watching men and being like, "Oh, he got me wet." Ooh, but you my man. Like, if another person can turn you on like that, then the one that you with ain't that special. And that's my opinion. I don't. Same thing for if my man going to the strip club. I have no problem. Like, let's be real. I would never go to the strip club with my man because I am that chick that I don't want to see another bitch dancing on my man. Like, period, point blank. I'm that chick. So I don't go to no strip club with my man, but I don't have a problem with my man going to the strip club. I don't have a problem with my man getting dances in the strip club. I just can't see that shit, because if I see that shit gonna make me act some type of way that people don't want to see. But so I have no problem with my man going out and going to seeing shit like that. Just don't disrespect. But my thing is you can't go out to the strip club and think you gonna come home and fuck me. Now, I have no problem with you going to the strip club. I said that. But you're not going to come home and fuck me after you leave the strip club. And I'm like that because you just got aroused by all these bitches in the strip club and now you horny and you want to come home and fuck me. I'm glad you came home to me and you did go fuck something in the strip club. But because they were the ones who got you aroused, I don't want it. I don't know if I'm the only chick like that, but I don't want that type of dick. Like, I want the dick that was aroused by me, not dick that was aroused by someone else and put it in me, and now you could possibly be thinking about somebody else while you're fucking me. I don't want that kind of dick. I want that dick that's my dick and you seen me and you got aroused and you was like, "Oh baby, I want you." That's the type of dick that I want. So no, I am not that chick who fucks after my nigga came home from the strip club. I might have wanted it, and I probably came several times before he came home because I knew I was not going to give him any that night because he went to the strip club. Am I mad at him? No, I would never be mad at you for going out and enjoying yourself and having a good time. But there's certain things that I will not do with a man after he went out and enjoyed himself and had a good time. The strip club is one of those things that I can't do. If I even get on your your Instagram, your Snapchat, or anything like that, and I see like you posting like videos with girls shaking their asses and shit, and then you come to me and you like horny, you want to be all over me, you're not gonna get none that night either. I'm just not that chick. Like, I want my man to be aroused by me. I don't want to fuck you because somebody else got you aroused. I want you to fuck me because I got you aroused, because it's better for me that way. Because subconsciously, if you come home to me after being in a strip club, subconsciously, I'm like, what bitch she thinking about fucking me this time? And don't do nothing different while we fucking, because then I'll be like, oh, so now he think he fucking somebody else, so he trying to do a different move. That's just me. I don't know if anybody else is like me, but that's who I am and how I am. So I don't play that kind of shit. I really don't. I'm a different type of shit, and you really have to be a strong man to really deal with me. You have to be very confident to deal with me because I am so open, and I am very, like, I consider myself a freak, so I talk sexual a lot. So you have to be a secure man to deal with me. You have to be secure enough within yourself to understand that you got me. Without thinking that, you know, she's doing this for attention. Oh, she's doing this for this man. She's doing this. Like, you have to really be secure with yourself. And if you're not secure with yourself and you let me do what I do and you just go do your own thing, thinking like, well, she's doing this, so I'm gonna do my thing too, not even really fully knowing the person that I am, then that's your fuck up and that's your loss. Because I am a really good woman. I could be anything my man want me to be as long as he is what he needs to be to me. So I put that out there too. Just in case, you know, that's just like, let me let people know that I am a good chick. I'll do whatever I can to please my man. Whatever. On any level I'll do, other than threesomes. But outside of that, I will do anything I can to please my man. But I do not tolerate disrespect. If I see disrespect, I'm gonna check it at the gate. I'm gonna let you know, like, I don't fuck with this shit. I don't like this shit. I'm that person. I'm that vocal. I can't hold it in. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm that person. I be trying, like, fuck that shit. I ain't finna say shit. Like, if I say some shit, that shit ain't even gonna mean shit anyways. Nigga ain't gonna fucking care. Da, da, da. I'm that shit. But, like, maybe 10, 20 minutes after I said that shit, I'd just be like, motherfucker. So, this is what you did. This is what I, like, that's who I am. I am that chick. But here's the thing is I'm telling you what I like and what I do not like. Ain't no secrets. So if you doing something that I told you that I do not like and you keep doing it, that means you don't respect me. That don't mean like, oh, she's over exaggerating, she just don't like nothing. No, that means you do not respect what I'm telling you. You do not respect my feelings. Everybody is different, and that's what people have to understand. Everybody is different. This chick ain't like the last chick you was with. Every chick is different. Everybody got a different part of them. So you can't treat every female the same. Every chick you date, you can't treat them the same because they not all the same. And if you continue to keep getting with the same type of chick or the same type of nigga and you keep losing them, then you need to go figure you a different type out. That's not really your type. You don't know what your type is. You need to figure that out. But nobody is the same. So don't treat me like you see other girls being treated. Don't think that I act like other girls out here. Like, treat me as like I'm one of a kind. Like, there's nobody else out there like me. That's how I want to be treated, because there is nobody else out there like me. I'm 1,000% sure of that. 1,000% sure. Most people who talk to me tell me there is nobody out there like me. And I'm not just talking about men telling me this. Women tell me this too. Anybody who knows me, because here's the thing is, a lot of people don't truly know Princess and all that she do. But anybody who knows me and knows how I am in relationship and life, they know that there is nobody out here like me. I can be fucked up sometimes. I can be the sweetest person sometimes. But my thing is I always look out for people. I always got other people's best interests in heart. I never try to really hurt people. My thing is regardless of how much a person hurts me, regardless of how much I've been through with a person, how much I cry because of what somebody done to me or said to me or treated me, no matter how much that happens to me, those people can still come back to me to this day if they needed something and I had it, I would look out. Because to me, I look at it and be like, you know what? They didn't know better. They didn't know better. And not only that is, I'm not going to let what somebody else did and how somebody else acts change the person that I am. I want to see everybody make it. Even the people who've done me wrong. Even the people who fucked me over. I want to see you make it. I don't wish bad on nobody. Now, I do wish death on some people, but I don't wish bad on nobody. I want everybody to make it in life. And when I say I wish death on some people, it's just because some people have done so much fucked up shit. I just be like, I wish they died. But here's the thing is, I will still help them people. Them is still people. If they needed me, I got them. But I still might wish they died. That's just who I am. I can't help that. Everybody is different. Once again, that's what I'm just trying to get it out there, that everybody is different. Everybody tolerates different things. You have to know the person that you're dealing with to know who they are. And that's why I said in last week's episode, you really got to get to know a person and know who that person is. It's imperative that you know who a person is. And that's what, when I say know who a person is, that's what your family too. Like, yeah, they may be family. You may grew up with them. You may grew up around them. But you don't know everything about their life. You got to get to know your family and know who they is if you're going to be dealing with them. For me, I love family. Like, I swear I feel like family is supposed to be everything. When I say it's supposed to be. They're not. Like, people need to understand family ain't everything. I'm sorry. I'm going to go ahead and boldly put it out there. Family ain't everything. Family going to fuck you over quicker than a stranger on the street going to fuck you over. So, watch your fucking family. Because, real talk, most times family ain't shit. And And I'm going to go on saying it. And I don't care who in my family got a problem with it, because family ain't shit. I hardly fuck with too many people in my family now. And when I tell you, I was so family. I was that family member who always tried to get family together. I would plan functions at my house even though I ain't even like people at my shit, just to get family together. I would go and talk to family members to try to get them their bonds back together, just because I felt like we a family, we all got to be cool. I was that person who always wanted to go to every family reunion, who wanted to be at every family event, who just wanted to be family. I was that girl who grew up like, when I have kids, I want my kids to have these relationships like I had when I was a kid with my cousins and da da da. I was that person. I'm no longer that person. Like, family has shown me as I grown that this shit's for the birds. Yeah, I want my kids to know my family. Yeah, I want my kids to know their family on both sides. But for me, I can't be fake. So it's hard for me to reach out to people and be like, hey, we need to do this, we need to do that, because I'm not so family as I used to be. I care about my family. My family in my household, they mean more to me than anybody. Yeah, I love the rest of my family, and I'll be there for them if they need me or anything like that. And there's some family members that I just be like, I kick it with on the regular. But there's not too many of them. Because family ain't shit. Family will steal from you. Family will fuck you over, try to fuck you. Like, all of that. Like, family ain't shit. And I will go on record saying that, and I don't care who feels some type of way. I've dealt with a lot with my family, and I know a lot of other people have been dealing with or still dealing with shit with family, but you still got to put on this front like, oh, I love my family, because, you know, what happens in the house stays in the house, and you can't talk about family business and shit like that. No. Every family be going through shit, trials and tribulations. And I love family, but I don't fuck with family. And it's okay to say that. It's okay to say you love your family, but you don't fuck with them. That don't mean you gonna go out and try to fight them and jump them with some strangers on the streets. Nah. If somebody fucking with my family and I'm around, I got you. But I'm not that person who just try to, I'm constantly trying to talk to family and trying to help family no more. I'm not that person. It took so much time and energy out of me to do that. And the fact that I did that for so many people, and I don't even hear from them people anymore. Like, fuck family. That's who I am. That's where I'm at with it. I don't care who feel no type of way. Don't nobody pay my bills. Don't nobody do shit for me. So I won't lose no sleep if somebody decides to cut me off that I don't need to talk to anyways. I think it's time for people to really start speaking up on how they feel, especially when it comes to family and shit. Because here's the thing is behind closed doors, you'll talk to your spouse all day long and talk shit about your family. But if your family is around, you're going to act like your family is the shit, while your spouse looking at you crazy. Because you're not being honest with yourself. If you don't fuck with people, you don't fuck with people. Let it be known. I'm sorry. I don't believe in faking the phone. I don't believe in faking the phone. And there will be functions, and there has been functions that I will not attend if I feel like this shit ain't for me. And I don't care who gets mad about it, because this is me and I'm living for me. That's the other thing is a lot of times people move on, oh, well, if I don't show up or if I don't attend the family thing, they gonna talk about me. I'm gonna be the talk. I don't care about being the talk of the family. I don't. I'm the talk of several people's families probably right now. Because I don't care. For me, I'm living for me. And if I don't feel like this situation or this being in this environment is good for me, then I'm not going. Period. Point blank. Who gonna stop me? I'm grown. So I think people need to learn how to be grown. Speak their minds. Like, you grown now. You're not that little kid that had to just do everything your family said do. You had to listen to all your aunties and uncles. Like, you're not that little kid no more. You grown now. You can speak up about the things that you've seen and the things that you've been through. And the things that's still going on that need to change within family. It's so crazy because the grandparents is really what keeps the family together. And grandparents are grandparents, which means they've lived their life. Eventually, one day, their day is going to come where they have to go see the Lord. And when that day comes, what happens to the family? Grandparents, if my grandparents, your grandparents, was the people who was keeping the family together, they 70, 80, 90 years old. Eventually, here's the thing is, we're living to die. So eventually, their day will come. So if the sole people who was keeping the family together is no longer around to keep the family together, what the fuck happens to the family? The family goes crazy and they don't act like family no more. I see this shit. Shit is crazy. And I think that is, honestly, when my grandfather passed away, God rest his soul, when my grandfather passed away is when I learned family ain't shit. People will do so much. Honestly, I feel like, what's the point in making wills nowadays? I feel like now what you need to do before you pass away is just be like, let me give all the shit out before I die. And it's fucked up that you got to be that way. But you just got to give all your shit away before you die. Because if you don't give all your shit away before you die, these motherfuckers going to fight over your shit like it was theirs. These motherfuckers going to do snaky, conniving shit just to try to get a piece of your motherfucking pie like it was their pie. I don't get this shit with family. We supposed to be fucking family. We had someone passed. We supposed to be dealing with, mourning a person. But yet people dealing with trying to get, who's going to get what? Whose is what? This is mine. This is yours. Like, what the fuck? I'm so tired of seeing this. This shit really pisses me off with their families. And when I see this, here's the thing is, I see this in other families all the time. And on TV. But when this shit happened in my family, I was like, damn. That's how they doing it. Motherfuckers creating fake wheels and doing all this shit. That's how they doing it. All for $1. When we really supposed to be in mourning. Here's the thing is, when you go into a funeral and when you dealing with a death in a family, that should be all you should be dealing with. The will, what he had, what was left. That's not a question right now. Right now you have people that's hurting because they lost a loved one. But yet you worried about the wrong things. I couldn't even mourn right when I got around the family. When I tell you this shit fucked me up so much, like I cried for weeks when I heard my grandfather passed away. That shit fucked me up so much, I fucked my eye up. I was fucked up behind this because I grew up around my grandfather. Not all my life, but a lot of my life I grew up around him. I was staying at his house. I used to spend a night with him. We have memories. We have so much history with this man, good and bad. So when I went to the funeral, I went there to mourn my grandfather. I went there because I was sad and I wanted to see him one last time. I didn't go to worry about what he had financially and all of this. So as I'm mourning my grandfather before I even went to the funeral, there's people calling my phone, telling me about the bickering and the different things going on in the family, to the point where it made it like, should I go to the funeral? I love this man. I knew who this man was on all levels, but I still love this man. I had history with this man. This was my grandfather, and now I'm questioning going to his funeral because of all the petty shit going on around his death. What a fucked up position to be in. But what did I do? I went. And it was more petty shit and more bullshit. And it made me no longer look at my family as family. This is a bunch of motherfucking crabs in the barrel trying to pull people down with them. These are motherfucking vultures trying to eat on a dead body. That's how I see family. They don't show their colors. You never see the true colors until some shit happens. And that was the shit that happened that showed me everybody's colors. And since then, I've treated everybody differently. Now, I treat family the way I treat family based on the experiences that I had in life. I'm not going to fake and cover up and act like shit ain't what it is, when that is what it is. I'm tired of people putting on this fake and putting on this front like their family is just so perfect and things are just so great. I did that all my life, and I'm no longer doing that. I'm no longer putting on that front like everything's always perfect. Like I never go through struggles, like I'm never hurt, never had pain. Because I have. And I'm tired of hiding my pain. When I started releasing my pain, when I started getting that anger and that pain out, that's when I started living. That's when I started growing and wanting to do more with myself in my life. When I was holding all of that inside because it was told that you got to keep it in, that was hurting me, tearing me apart inside, eating at my soul, making me grow old as a youngin'. I no longer want to live like that. I want to live. I don't want to live in fear. Fear if I say something, somebody gonna get mad. Fear if I act a certain way, people ain't gonna fuck with me. Fear if I go against family, family's gonna say fuck you. Fear if I tell a nigga how I feel, he gonna leave me out in the cold. I'm not living in fear anymore. I'm living in my truth, and I'm standing up tall for what I believe in. And I'm going to be vocal about everything that I want and everything that I need in life. And I'm going to be vocal if I feel like you're doing something to me that I need to touch on. I'm no longer going to allow shit to happen and not stand up for myself. I'm no longer going to sit back and watch shit and let shit go by like I never seen that shit happen. The thing is when I woke up, I realized that this is where I want to be. A lot of people aren't woke yet. And when they do finally wake up, you're going to see a different them. And here's the thing is, when I woke up and I started living for me, I lost all those people who said they was for me. I didn't lose any sleep or cry about it or get mad or sad. Because losing them was not losing everything that I had. Losing them, I just lost people who was not supposed to be in my life anyways. They stayed in my life for far too many days. I try to love people and I try to help people shine. Helping others is something that's always on my mind. Like, I really want to help others and help others to succeed. But I still got kids I have to feed. I still have a life that I have to live. And I have to live that life for me. So will I continue to help others? Yes, I will. But that's going to be on my time in the way that I want to. I'm not going to let anyone make me feel like I have to do something I don't want to. I'm not going to allow anyone to talk me into doing things that I know I shouldn't be doing. Because they family, or I love them, or I care that much that I don't want to hurt them. I'm going to live for me. And I'm going to treat people accordingly. I tell everybody that I know, if you don't treat people according to what they show, they could fuck you up in the end. You have to treat people according to what you see. Because they're showing you who they are. That's them they're not hiding it from you. When a person shows you who they are, you treat them accordingly. You might hear about a person based on what somebody else says and someone else's opinions. That's not real. You got to go off of what you feel. And for me, I always go off my first instinct. If I feel it and I feel your vibe ain't right for me, you won't see me. I won't be around you. And I don't care if that makes somebody feel some type of way. But I don't hang around with people if I feel that they vibe is not the vibe for me. I don't know. That's how I really feel about family. And it sucks that I feel like that. But that's how I am. That's where I am right now. Things could change. In life, things change. Feelings change. Things could change and I could get back so family and want to be around family all the time like I was before. That could happen. But right now, I'm just focused on me and mine. Right now, it's about raising 2 wonderful children and giving them a life that I didn't have without spoiling them too much. Because here's my thing is, what I've learned is trying to give my kids the life that I never had also is spoiling them. So I have to back off a little bit and let them experience some shit that I've experienced as well, because they need to see that life ain't always easy. Sometimes you go through struggles, sometimes you go through pains, and sometimes it rains. But you just got to be able to stand tall and get through those days. So I want my kids to see that. I talk to my kids about all of this. In life, there is nothing, I really don't keep anything for my kids. I feel like it's an open door policy with me and my kids. We talk about everything. And I think that's a great thing, because I want them to hear from me on different topics before they go out and hear from somebody else and take somebody else's opinion. Here's the thing is, I'm not telling my kids that they have to abide by everything that I'm telling them. I'm not telling them that everything that I'm saying is actual, factual, 1000% real. This is how you should live your life. No, I'm giving you my opinion based on my experiences. You're going to hear other people's opinions based on their experiences. I just want you to form the best thing that is for you, so you can have the best experiences in life. That's all I ask my kids. I don't want my kids to feel like, oh, mama want to be right all the time. No, mama's not always right. I've done wrong too, so I can't be always right. But I am going to tell you my experiences and the things that I've been through, and hope that you can be better than me. I want my kids to be so much better than I was, and that I am. And everybody should want that for their kids. You shouldn't be trying to hold your kids back or trying to live vicariously through your kids. You need to let them live, and let them live to be a better person than you were. Not trying to make them into who you are, but better than who you are. I think that is so important. So important. Just like these parents out here who think it's cute letting their kids shake their asses and curse and all of this. I'm going to tell you, so speaking on kids cursing, I've caught my son curse before. Like, let me be real, I'm that parent. I've caught my son cursing, and I've said stuff to him. I don't want them cursing. Like, I know I curse like a sailor, and I know that's something that my kids could possibly pick up, but I don't want them doing that. So if I've caught it, best believe I've disciplined, or we've discussed the issue, you know. But when I went to go pick up my daughter, she was with a friend, and we're outside waiting on her and her friend to get back, and there's a bunch of kids around. And when I tell you these kids are outside cursing, carrying on. They didn't know we were sitting in the car. They didn't know that there was an adult in the car outside listening. But I was sitting out there like, this is what kids are really doing. It's not like it used to be. And the reason why I say that is because when I was a kid, I don't remember being that kid who just sat outside and just want to curse all day. And nah, like, we did kid stuff. Like, I felt like we went out, we had a good time. We don't just sit around just trying to curse and trying to look cute doing that. Like, I didn't feel like we did that as kids. So I feel like society is changing a little bit, and the kids no longer really have an imagination. Now, I can say, like, I really don't have an imagination, like, when it comes to believing in shit that don't, like, can't happen in real life. But I have an imagination when it comes to, like, playing games and shit. Like, when I was a kid, like, we used to play cops and robbers and, you know, military games. We used to play different types of games where we just made up our own little structures. It wasn't a electronic game that's already structured a certain way. Like, we made up our own games. It was 4 of us, you know. So it was it was easy to come up with games, and we all played our roles in the game. It was fun. I don't see kids doing that no more. And the thing is parents always be like, kids don't be outside no more, kids don't do this. And when I do see kids outside, it's the badass kids. It's those kids who run across the street when cars coming. It's those kids playing in basketball in the middle of the road. It's those kids who out here cursing, who out here dressing grown. Like, for me, I did at first was like, my kids need to be outside more. Like, I was outside a lot. But now I'm like, I'd rather keep my kids in the house. What's outside for them? Like, the times have changed. Times are different. So, parents, don't feel bad that your kids is in the house and your kids is playing games and your kids is doing things in the house and not outside like we used to be. Don't feel bad, because I was one of those parents who felt bad. Like, why the kids don't go outside? But it's like, times are different. You really got to watch your kids. This electronic technology, everything has changed from when we was kids. So the kids who are outside, real talk, like, let's be real. I'm going to be all the way real. The kids who are outside are generally the kids who are less fortunate. Those are the kids who really don't have the things that the other kids have in their household. So they have to go outside and, you know, make up games and do shit like we did when we was kids less fortunate. But now it's got to the point where parents don't really watch the kids or pay attention to what the kids doing. So the kids that's outside is really gonna be the ones that turn into somewhat of bad kids, somewhat of kids who get into a lot of mischief because they trying out shit because they don't have shit. So they just trying new shit. I think it's very important for every kid to have something that they scared of losing. I know everybody can't afford to go get their kids all this expensive shit and all the time. I get that. I'm not saying do that. But what I'm saying is as a parent, you want to be able to say that you got your kids something that they truly love. And they love playing with. They love, you know, dealing with, whether it's a gaming system, whether they like baby dolls, whether they want a hoverboard, phone, something. This is why I say this. I think it's so important to do that with your kids, is to give them one thing that they truly love. So when they fuck up, you can snatch that shit from them. You have no idea how much power is in that. Like, parents have no idea how much power is in snatching some shit away from your kid that they love to death because they done fucked up. That is really going to make their kids sit there and think about and evaluate what they did and figure out how they can do what they need to do to make things right so that way they can get their shit back. If your kids don't have one thing that they like, one thing that they love and they do not want to lose, they don't give a fuck. I'm going to tell you right now, I see kids like this, and that's why I say this. Kids don't give a fuck if they ain't got nothing they gonna lose. Because, like, okay, what you gonna do, beat my ass? What, I ain't losing nothing? Like, okay, what, you put me on punishment? Okay. I ain't losing nothing. Like, punishment ain't losing nothing. You got to take something away from a kid, which means they got to have something that be taken. And honestly, I'm going to be real. I don't believe in no parent who can say, like, I can't afford to get my kid one thing that they like. You can afford to get your kid at least one thing that they love. Now, I'm not talking about no dollar store shit. I'm talking about one thing that they would really love to have. Every kid deserves to have one thing that they truly wanted and that they truly love. Every year. I say every year. Once a year, you should be able to get your kids something that they truly love. I don't care if you is the poorest of the poorest of the poor. Once a year, you should be able to get your kids something that they truly love. And when they fuck up, that's something you can take from them. To remind them, this is why you get things like this. It's because you good. You got to do good things to keep things like this. That helps you disciplining your kids. I'm telling you, it makes it so much easier with disciplining your kids. Honestly, I believe that's why I got good kids now. My kids, like, they get into trouble like all kids do. But it's a way that you discipline your kids. A lot of parents, they don't want to discipline their kids because they want to be their kids' friends. I am a parent who wants to be my kids' friends, but I'm going to discipline their asses too. And a lot of parents need to know that you have to also discipline your kids. Don't feel bad. Don't, like, yeah, sometimes you will feel bad when you have to discipline them because you ain't want to do it. It hurts. Kids don't understand. It hurts the parent just as much as it hurts the kid when the parent has to discipline them. But you have to do that. You can't let your kids run wild. You can't let your kids think they grown. None of that. None of that. Because I don't keep grown-ass kids. I don't like being around grown-ass kids. Like, it's irritating because I be wanting to slap a grown-ass kid, but they kids. And I don't like the kids who be, honestly, it pisses me off. And no disrespect to any other races. It pisses me off when I see a black kid trying to go off on their parent and the parent not doing shit. That shit pisses me the fuck off. What the fuck? We was not raised like that. And that's why I say blacks, because black people was not raised to let your kids mouth off to you and you not do shit and you act like you scared of your kids. That's not how we was raised. So y'all parents need to get in line and quit letting y'all kids chump y'all off, for real, for real. Black parents. If you let your kids chump you off, you got a motherfucking problem. Now, if other races allow that shit, they'll allow that shit. We was not raised to do that shit. So learn how to discipline your kids. Don't let your kids try to ruin you. You the parent. Regardless of how old they is. And I let my kids know that every day. Regardless of how old you get, as long as you living in my house, you're going to listen to my rules. And if you come to my house as a grown-ass motherfucker, you still going to have to listen to my rules because this is my shit. And I am the parent. You're not going to disrespect me out here on these streets. I am your parent. Y'all need to put that mentality in your kids now. Because your kids be having you out here looking bad, and that's sad. And I think a lot of the parenting stuff has to do with younger parents. Like, there's a lot of people like me who had their kids at 16, pregnant 15. I know somebody who had a baby at 14, I think she was. So, like, a lot of people have kids younger and they feel like they have to, they still want to be young. So, they still act, you know, like the kids act. But you got to grow up once you have kids. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you're still young and you want to act your age, but you brought another life into this world that you got to take care of. So you can't act like that. I know I don't act my age. I try to keep my youth. I think that it's important to keep your youth, but you also have to be a parent to your children. It's so crazy. My kids say I act very old because I act a certain way in front of my children. I dance a certain way in front of my children. I don't get all the way loose like I can get in front of my children because I don't want them to see me like that. So I kind of downplay some of my still acting in my younger days stuff with my kids because I don't want them to feel like, oh, mama trying to act like us type stuff or anything like that. Or I just don't want them to see me like that and think like that's cool to be like that. Like the way I dance, I don't want my daughter to be dancing like me. So when I get around my daughter, I just be trying to do like movements like this or something. Like I might move my hips a little bit, but I don't get too deep into it because I don't be wanting her to get down like that. I don't want to be feeling like my daughter acting fast and grown because she out here shaking her ass. So I watch how I shake my ass. Now sometimes I might get a little too into the song and I get down with it. But I hurry up and catch myself after I do it because I don't want my daughter to see me like that. So a lot of times when I'm dancing and shit, you'll never really see how I truly dance. Unless you came up with me or you go out to the club with me and I'm really in my dance mode, you're not going to see how I dance. But no, I can dance. But I really don't like to show that in front of my kids like that. We have dance battles with the kids. We always kind of dance because we don't want the kids to see us out there shaking our asses and shit. I feel like as a parent, you're not really supposed to be doing that in front of your kids like that. But a lot of parents do that. And you got these kids out here shaking their asses, dropping it low. Like, you know how many kids I done seen drop it low on videos and shaking asses and their parents is the ones recording these videos? Like, that's not cute. Not at all. And I'm going to tell you, I'm that parent who watch other people's kids' videos. When they post their kids and be like, my kid ain't hanging with them. They grown. They fast. Like, I'm picking people who my kids can hang with. I really am. Because I don't want my kids to grow up too fast. I grew up too fast. So I don't want my kids to grow up too fast. I want them to be kids. I want them to act their age. Grow up as you're supposed to grow up. I don't want you to grow up before your time. and miss out on shit, because I felt like I missed out on a lot. Pregnant at 15, had my baby by 16. Like, I missed out on a lot in life because I was doing so much other stuff. But it's not just because I was out here having sex that I missed out on a lot. It was because of my upbringing and stuff I had to deal with in my household. It was a lot of stuff that made me grow up so fast. And it made me feel like I was grown by age 13. By age 13, I felt like I was a grown woman. But I was only 13 years old. So now when my kids say stuff like that, like I'm grown, like I'm a man, or I'm about to be a woman, I'm a preteen at age 11 and shit like that, it bothers me because I don't want my kids to grow up fast like that. I don't want my kids to have the experience like that I did and not really have a childhood. I want my kids to have a childhood. Because if you think of it, at age 13, if I thought I was grown, what kind of childhood did I have? Like, if by 13 I was grown, what was my childhood before that, and how was I after that? Like, I really didn't have a childhood. So that's why I say I lived my childhood through my kids, because by age 13, I felt like I was grown. So I never really experienced a childhood like most kids do. When I was a youngin', we used to play, we used to do stuff like that. But here's the thing is, I say we was 4 of us. We grew up with 4. But by a certain age, my brother was in and out. In and out. In and out. So we was dealing with that, along with everything else that we was dealing with police busting in the house, with, like, it was so much shit we dealt with as kids that made me grow up so fast. So by 13, I felt grown because of all my experiences in my life. Like, yeah, I wanted to be a kid. Yeah, I tried to do kid shit. Yeah, I had some kid experiences, but I really didn't get to live my life as a kid when I was a kid, because I was having to deal with so much grown-up shit. So that's why vicariously right now, I live my childhood through my kids, by going and doing fun stuff and being a kid all over again with my kids. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like, yeah, it's fucked up that I really didn't get to have my childhood. But my thing is I don't want my kids to have that experience of not being able to have their childhood while they're a child. I don't want them to have that experience. Because I know people look at me now and be like, she's grown, she ain't goofy as fuck. Like, she's crazy as hell. Like, this is me. Like, I'm still a little kid inside. But I know how to be mature. I know how to act when I need to act grown. When I need to, you know, do some grown people shit, be professional. I know how to act. But I still got that kid inside because I really didn't get to experience that childhood. So I'm still goofy and fun and like to have a good time. I don't want to act old. I might go to bed early because I get up early and go to work in the mornings. That don't make me old. That just make me tired. I'm tired. I need sleep. Everybody needs sleep. But if I'm entertained, if I got somebody entertaining me and I'm having a good time, I can stay up all fucking night and still get up in the morning. I might wake up tired. I might say I'm tired in the morning, but I'm good. Nothing a cup of coffee or a good hour of being woke won't help. You know, I'm a fun person. I like to have fun. I like to live life. I like to laugh. I'm a goofball. I think goofy people are the most fun people in the world. Like, comedy is so important to me. Like, I feel like you have to make me laugh to be around me. You got to be able to take my goofiness to be around me, because I'm going to say some shit off the wall sometimes. I'm going to do some shit that you're going to be like, what the fuck? It's going to make you laugh. But it's because I still got a little kid in me, and I want that to stay in me. Like, I still want to keep that youth in me, but I'm growing and I'm maturing. And I can deal with the adult conversations, the adult situations. Hell, I wish I had more adult conversations, because I feel like I talk to kids more than I talk to adults. But, you know, I can still deal with all of that. But my thing is I still like to keep my youth. I'm one of those parents who still want to be young, but at the same time, I want my kids to understand that I am the parent. We can be friends all day long, but I am the parent. But I also want them to understand that, be kids. You'll have your time to grow up. You'll have your time to be grown. I seen online the other day, you know, what is the one wish that you wish, one wish that, something like that, like one wish you could wish. What is that one wish? If you had one wish, what would it be or something. I forgot what it was. Something about having a wish. You know, when I was a kid, I always wished to be grown. I always wanted to be grown. Now I'd be like, I wish I was a kid again. I wish I was a kid again. And the reason why I say that is not because I don't like being grown and mature and having my own shit. But it's not what it was cracked up to be when you was a kid. Which is why I want my kids to be kids and don't grow up so fast. Because when you a kid, like, you want to be grown because you don't want to have to live by your parents' rules. You want to be able to do what you want to do, move how you want to move. You want to be able to just live life and not have to listen to nobody. You know, you want to be able to go out, stay out late nights, and no questions from nobody on what you're doing. But when you become grown, you got to pay bills. You still pretty much got somebody telling you what to do because you're working, which means you still got a schedule you got to uphold, and then which means that determines your bed hours based on your hours that you got to work to make sure you get the proper sleep. So, like, it's not what it was cracked up to be when we was kids. Like, parents didn't have it as easy as we thought they did. So, and that's what I want my kids to see, that parents don't have it as easy as you may think they have it because you're a kid and you don't see everything. That's why I talk to my kids about a lot. Because you may not see everything, but I want y'all to understand everything. Because it's not as easy as you think it is being an adult. I had friends who were still living with their parents, you know, because I talked to people who were younger than me. I have friends who were still living with their parents, and they were still going through the same stuff I went through when I was living at home. And it was just like, oh, I got to get out of their house. They be tripping when my man come over. They be doing this, they be doing this. And I used to tell all my friends, like, stay at home as long as you can, stack that money. Stack that money as long as you can. Because here's the thing is, I left my house shortly after I graduated. I didn't have any money stacked. I didn't have no game plan. I just left and said I'll figure that shit out. And it was rough. It was rough trying to figure that shit out without having no money up front. Because I had to live with somebody for a couple of months to be able to stack. So I left one household to living in somebody else's household. Because I never wanted to go back home. My thing is when you leave home, you should leave home for good. So you have to make sure you're in a position to leave home for good. So if your parents is giving you that chance to stay home as long as you can. That's my opinion. Like, stay home with your parents as long as you can and stack your money. Don't stay with your parents and be out here driving the nicest cars, having all the top dollar clothes and all this shit. And if your parents was to put you out tomorrow, you can't pay a motherfucking bill. Don't be that person. Be that person who stays home and stacks your money up so that way when it's time to leave your parents' house, you good. You can move into something, be comfortable, get on your feet and establish that. That's why I say stay home with your parents as long as you can. If your parents allow that. For me, my parents did allow that. It's not like that my parents told me I had to get the fuck out the house. I chose to do that because of all of the experiences I had. I felt like it was time for me to get me and my child out of that situation. So that's what I did. And that's a whole nother conversation to have, is the experience that I've had, you know, having a child at a young age and what I went through with that. And because I went through a lot with that. I went through a whole lot with that. Like, when I say I went through a lot with that, I mean in labor. Parents fighting, kicking each other in the face. Because your man is there to take you to the hospital at 3 in the morning because you didn't have a car and you live down a mile-long dirt road away from everything. But they fighting because one parent wanted him there and one parent did. They get in an altercation while you're in labor. Going to the car. Remember going to the car, getting in the car, and one parent jumped in the car with me. The other parent ran out like, give me my shit, because one parent took the other parent's phone. I remember seeing that brick go up in the air because the window was about to get burst because of that phone. I remember crying and screaming, get the phone up, while I was in labor. So when I say I dealt with a lot of shit, that's just a little piece of the pie of some shit that I've dealt with, just to put it out there. Like, I've dealt with some shit. I've been through a lot. And everything that I've been through made me the person that I am today. Would I change or take back anything that I've been through in life? Fuck no. My experiences made me the great person that I am. And if I had to do it all over again, I would do it again. The same exact way. I would want my life to be the same exact way all over again. Because I learned so much. I grew so much. I have so much knowledge. Like, I may downplay a lot of stuff a lot of times with a lot of people, because I know a lot of people kind of look at me and be like, she's so young, she don't know what I know more than what I let on a lot of times. I don't care to speak on everything all the time. Like, every day more of me comes out. I'm healing more every day, and that's why I say more of me comes out, because as I heal, I grow and I shine. My light will always shine bright. But the thing is it wasn't as bright as it needed to be. And day by day, my light is shining brighter. So I don't do things that I do in life for anybody else. I do it for me to keep my light shining bright. I do it for me to help me to stay sane and help me to continue to grow for not only myself, but for my kids. I got 2 people depending on me that I really have to deliver for. I can't give up in life on nothing. Because if I give up, I'm teaching them how to give up. If I see defeat, I'm teaching them that you can be defeated. No, I don't want my kids to ever feel like they can be defeated. I want my kids to feel like they can conquer anything they want to conquer in life. Because I believe that anything you put your mind to, you can do. If you truly want it, you can get it. And that's the mindset I want my kids to have. That's what I'm instilling in my kids right now. I want them to have that mindset. I don't never want them to feel like there's nothing they can't do in life. And that's why anytime somebody try to talk to my kids and be like, well, maybe you're not good in it. No, stop. You'll never tell my kid what they're not good in. Maybe they didn't excel in that at the time, and they need more practice at that. But you can't say a person is not good at it, because the more you practice at something, the better you will be. So anytime somebody try to have those kind of conversations with my kids, I debt them. Because you'll never tell my kid that they're not good in something. You're good in whatever you put your mind to. And that's the knowledge that people need to be giving children. Maybe you didn't succeed today, but at first you don't succeed, try again. And my kids will tell you, I say this all the time to them. Let them come home and tell me they did bad at something. Or they feel like I didn't do so good. Okay, well, at first you don't succeed, try again. That is my line. Because there's no such thing as I can't. When I was a student, I was told, like, I can't is not in the vocabulary. And I will not let my kids say they can't. No, you just didn't succeed this time. Continue to work at it. Continue to try to do better. And you will gradually get it. And you will succeed. If you're determined to succeed. If you get in your mind that, oh, this is too much for me, I give up. Oh, I can't do it. They said I can't do it. Nobody believes in me. You'll never fucking succeed. You have to believe in you. You have to work towards what you want in life. If you want to succeed in something, you got to work towards it. If you want to do that, then you got to keep practicing at it. You can't try out for the basketball team and miss the team. And they tell you couldn't make it this year. And then you just be like, well, I guess I'm not a ball player. No, if that's what you wanted to do, you keep working towards it. You keep working towards getting better, so eventually they'll see your talent. That's what it's about with anything in life. If you want your talents to shine, you got to keep showing it. You got to keep working on it. You got to keep perfecting it. Nobody is perfect. And nobody gets shit on the first try. Everybody gets told that, not this time, everybody gets turned away. If rejection makes you give up in life, there is something wrong with you. Rejection should make you go that much harder to excel in that area because you were rejected. So you can go back and say, you know what? They rejected me, but I mastered this shit. Don't be afraid of hearing you aren't perfect in this. You need work on this. Maybe if you do this differently, things could be better. Don't be afraid of that shit. Take that shit in. Understand that shit. Grow from that shit. Learn from that shit. Build from that shit. And be a better person because of that shit. And what happens? You succeed when you do that shit. Don't just take my word for it. Like, test it out and see if it works. Thank you. This is the end of the Princess with the Real show, but I thank you all for tuning in. I was all over the place. I was very passionate about what I was speaking on. I speak what comes to my head. Like, whatever comes to my mind, that's what I talk about. I talk about things based on some stuff that happened throughout the week. But a lot of times I start off with something that happened throughout the week, and then my mind just gears towards different topics. There is so much always on my mind. There's so much that I can say about so many different topics that it's easy for me to just get in front of the camera and talk. So I take that as a talent. I see that as a talent. Like, I have a talent of speaking the real and speaking how I feel and exposing my truth to help other people. So every week I'm doing this, exposing my truth, exposing my feelings, exposing my life, in hopes of helping just one person. If I can get through to one person, that's all. I mean, that's what it's for. It's to at least touch somebody. At least let somebody hear me and be like, I'm not in this alone. I'm not the only one who feels like this. I'm not the only one who's been through this. That's what my show is about. And I want to hear from other people. I want to get in tune with other people on different topics because I want other people to see and be able to express themselves so other people can see through other people's eyes, not just my eyes, on how life experiences make you a person, how life experiences change you, how life experiences mold you and build you into the person that you are. Everybody is different. If you've been through some traumatic things, if you've been through things you want to touch on, if you have a message that you feel like somebody needs to hear, reach out to me. I'm here. I want to talk to people. I want to include others into helping others. Because it takes the army. Really, it takes the army to help a person. Like, it takes a strong army to help a person to really see what the fuck is really going on. So I'm starting that army off. And if I have to be a team of me and be strong for so many people, I will do that. I didn't have anyone there to be strong for me when I needed it. So I want to be that person there for anybody who needs it, because everybody needs somebody, and I'll be that somebody. If you don't have that army and you need that somebody, I'll be that somebody. Because everybody needs somebody. Y'all have a great day.